Early 20th century toys. Today we're going to compare similar toys from different times. Do you remember this toy timeline that we looked at a few weeks ago? If we start right at the beginning, we can see the Victorian toys in green and the toys that you play with now in purple. Toys that your parents played with is in the lighter purple. Toys that your grandparents played with are in lilac. And the earlier century toys, which are toys we're going to look at today, are in turquoise. What toys can you see in the early 20th century toys? We're going to look at some popular early 20th century toys. Are any of these toys familiar? Do they remind you of any toys you play with today? In 1901, Frank Hornby finished a mechanical building set he'd been working on for several years and called it Mechanics Made Easy. It was made up of parts and nuts and bolts to build mini cranes. In 1907, the name Meccano was introduced and the first factory opened in Liverpool. Meccano became more and more popular, and in 1965, parts were made from plastic so that younger children could build with them. In 2008, Meccano used technology to help build robotic sets, which could be controlled by a computer. Now, Meccano is played with all over the world, and there are offices in France, the United Kingdom, and Hong Kong. Around the same time, in two different countries, teddy bears were being made. In 1902 in America, the President, Theodore, Teddy for short, Roosevelt, was on a hunting trip, but he hadn't managed to shoot a bear. His team caught a bear for him to shoot, but he didn't want to. A cartoonist drew a cartoon of him and the bear. Then in New York, shopkeepers Morris and Rose Michtom made a bear and put it in their shop window and called it Teddy's Bear. They then set up a business and began to sell teddy bears. In Germany, Richard Steiff was designing soft toys, and he based one of his designs on a bear he'd seen at the zoo. In 1902 to 1903, the Steiff Company started making teddy bears. In America, a company called Binney & Smith made slate school pencils and the first no-dust chalk for teachers and schools. In 1903, they made a set of 8 wax crayons. The crayons were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, brown and black. Edwin Binney's wife Alice thought of the name Crayola. As time goes on, Crayola make more and more products and introduce more colours. In 2003, Crayola celebrated its 100th birthday. Have you got a teddy bear? Doesn't matter if you haven't, maybe one of your brothers or sisters might have one. Look at the picture of my teddy bear and then have a look at yours. What's the same and what's different? For today's activity, we're going to look at the crayons from 1903 on the left-hand side of the picture, and we're going to compare them with crayons from today. And in the box, I want you to draw or write any similarities you've noticed. For this activity, you're going to look at a picture of an old Meccano set, read the questions and answer them. So the first question is, what do you notice about the colour of the Meccano boxes? What do you notice about the pictures on the Meccano boxes? What is the Meccano today made from and why? Who was Meccano made for in 1901? And who plays with Meccano now? I suspect a few of you will be able to do this. Have a go and you can use the information previously. It's nice to see that children still play with these toys today. So what does it tell us about these toys? What does it tell us about the people who designed and made them? And how have these toys changed so they are more suitable for children?